And we're on our corporate site. On our corporate site, we're going to go Wizards, SSL VPN Wizard. This time we're going to select Cisco SSL VPN Client. We're going to click on Next. We're going to give it a name. I'll call this AnyConnect. On the outside interface, we got the certificate selected. And if you're going to allow for access into the portal as well, I would go ahead and put a group alias and allow that to be displayed from the group login page. We'll also authenticate using a local database. I'll keep the same username, user1 that's already here. I'm going to create a new group policy called AnyConnect so I can customize parameters for the AnyConnect clients that is different from the other clients. Bookmark list, I'll give them engineering marks. That bookmark list that's here already is fine. Again, that's only going to be seen. Actually, you know what? Let's create another one. Let's go ahead and add telnet, and we'll give them a telnet link to 10.0.206.10, and I'll OK that, and let's add SSH to 10.0.206.10. We'll call this SSH, and let's call this any links. I'll OK that, so we can see a little bit of a different look here in the portal. Click on Next. We got to pick an address pool, but I don't have one in the drop-down, so I'm going to click on New. I'm going to give a new name to this address pool. I'll call this any pool. We'll start at 10.0. Let's say 10.0.206. Let's do 70 to 10.0.206.80, and we'll give them a 24-bit subnet mask there. And if we're doing IPv6, I can also pick an IPv6 address pool, any 6 pool, and then you can go ahead and pick your addresses from an object group. You know, you could do your FEC0::: addresses. I'm not going to do that. I'll just go ahead and cancel that because I don't have anything to test IPv6 to on the inside as of late. Now, location. We're going to browse to where the AnyConnect image is located. So I can look in Flash. I'll browse Flash, and I'll see if I've got it here. And I actually do. I've got AnyConnect Win2100343K9 package. I can use that, so I'll go ahead and select that. The other option would be to upload and browse and see if we have one on the desktop here or on my local file system, which appears to be the same version. So I'll go ahead and use the one that I had in Flash there. And I'll click on OK. And then Next. And it's giving me a little bit of an information message here. It's not a warning. It's not an error. It's just saying, you know what, in the wizard, we didn't allow you to configure NAT exemption, but you still need to do that for your address pool. So I'll say OK, and then I'll finish. I'll let it push out all of the config. And it says my image doesn't contain head-end configuration, which is, it's okay. I can pre-package that image with head-end configuration so that once it's installed, it already knows where to go. But everything else, notice they're all OKs. So don't take these pop-ups as errors. They're just informational messages. So I'll say close. I'll go ahead and apply that. No changes were made, so I guess I already applied, which is why we saw the push. And let's see here. Let's do a refresh and see what our interface looks like now. So now I see my AnyConnect group policy. Notice that I wasn't quick to re-initialize the wizard when I didn't see AnyConnect in the list here. That's important. You know, this sometimes doesn't refresh like it should. So, you know, it's important to make sure that we're just, you know, take your time through this and make sure that you're refreshing before you just jump back into a configuration that could overlap with something that's already there. So I got my AnyConnect group configured. The only other thing that I need to do now, I'm going to go into Firewall. I'm going to go into my NAT rules. I'm going to create a NAT exemption. I have one here that I used for something else. I'm going to edit that. And actually, let's not even bother with that. Let's add a new NAT exemption rule. And I'm going to say anybody on the inside going to, and now this is where I want to add my address pool. So anybody on the inside who's going to, let's say 10.0.206.0/24. And you could actually, with your mask, you could be more specific to just the 10 addresses I added to the pool. But this will work just as well. I'm going to NAT exempt that. The source is any. Or actually, the source is 10.0.206.10/24, which is my inside network, or 0/24, which is my inside network. So I'll say OK. So inside network talks back to the inside network range. It doesn't get translated. Click apply. We'll send that on out. And let's go ahead and test. Let's see what happens if we try to connect in. Let's log out of the existing connection that I had. Let's get us back to a login form. And not necessarily the fastest connection. Now we're on AnyConnect. I'm going to log in with user 1, authenticate with Cisco. Now what I should see here is my AnyConnect configuration, but I'm not. So sort of interesting, right? We've got logged in. We logged into AnyConnect, but it looks like I may be seeing an old portal window. So I think maybe what's happening is my cache here is kind of messed up. Let's go ahead and go to Internet Options. Let's delete all my offline content, because remember we have caching is there to speed things up. So we like to do caching, but in a lab like this where we're testing multiple groups, probably not the best thing to do. Let's go ahead and HTTPS again to 192.168.205.2. And let's see if it looks any different this time when we connect in. So again, we kind of want to watch when we make these connections that we're not just assuming that it functioned. I should have seen AnyConnect, I didn't. It looked like I was still in the same portal window. Let's try this again. User 1, Cisco.